In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on January 13, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Minnesota Timberwolves versus Washington Wizards. The Washington Wizards are set to host the Minnesota Timberwolves on Monday evening at the Capital One Arena. This game promises an interesting dynamic as both teams aim to bounce back from recent losses and improve their standings. Minnesota enters this contest with a record of 20-18 straight up, 15-22-1 against the spread, and an even 19-19 over-under. Their most recent outing resulted in a narrow 127-125 loss to the Memphis Grizzlies on Saturday. Over their last 10 games, the Timberwolves have shown mixed results, going 6-4 straight up and 4-5-1 against the spread. Despite the inconsistency, Minnesota has displayed glimpses of their potential, making them a formidable opponent. Washington, on the other hand, has endured a challenging season. They currently stand at 6-30 straight up, 13-22-1 against the spread, and 17-18-1 over-under. In their latest game on Friday, the Wizards suffered a heavy 138-105 defeat against the Chicago Bulls. Following that, they faced the Oklahoma City Thunder on Sunday, although the results of that matchup were not available at the time this article was written. Over their previous 10 games, Washington has struggled significantly, managing only a 2-8 straight-up record and 4-6 against the spread. These recent performances highlight the uphill battle the Wizards face as they look to turn things around. This marks the first meeting of the season between the Wizards and Timberwolves. While Minnesota has won the last 2 encounters, Washington holds the upper hand historically, going 7-3 straight up and an impressive 8-2 against the spread over their last 10 matchups. One key storyline heading into this game is Washington's poor performance when playing on consecutive nights. The Wizards are competing on the second leg of a back-to-back, a scenario in which they have struggled immensely during the 2024-25 season. They hold a dismal 0-5 straight up and 1-4 against the spread record on 0 days of rest, with an average margin of defeat of 20 points in those games. Even more concerning, they are failing to cover the spread by an average of 9.5 points in such situations, further highlighting their struggles with fatigue and recovery. Conversely, Minnesota continues to boast a strong defensive presence, ranking 5th in the league in defensive efficiency. They are allowing only 107 points per 100 possessions, making them one of the toughest teams to score against. This defensive prowess should pose significant challenges for a Washington team that is not only coming off a back-to-back, but also ranks last in the NBA in offensive efficiency, scoring just 103 points per 100 possessions. The Timberwolves also come into this matchup as the team in better form. Before their close 2-point loss to the Memphis Grizzlies on Saturday, they were riding a 3-game winning streak, showcasing their ability to compete against high-level opposition. On the other side, the Wizards have lost 10 of their last 12 games, including a crushing 41-point defeat to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Considering these trends, it's no surprise that the Timberwolves enter this game as heavy favorites. So the Minnesota Timberwolves to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Historically, games between these two teams have leaned towards higher scoring outcomes. The over has hit in 8 of the last 10 matchups, a trend worth considering for bettors. While the Wizards have struggled defensively, they do rank 4th in the league in pace, creating a fast tempo with more possessions than an average Minnesota game. If the Wizards start strong offensively, they could force the Timberwolves to keep their foot on the gas pedal, preventing them from coasting in the later stages of the game. Although Minnesota has been somewhat inconsistent on offense, they have the talent, led by Anthony Edwards, to capitalize against Washington's porous defense, which ranks as the 2nd worst in the NBA. While this game doesn't immediately scream over on paper, the potential for a high-scoring affair remains, especially given the Wizards' pace and defensive struggles. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Detroit Pistons versus New York Knicks. The Detroit Pistons are set to travel to New York City to face the New York Knicks in what promises to be an exciting Eastern Conference showdown. The Pistons, who have made significant strides compared to their performance last season, now hold a 20-19 record, a marked improvement from their meager 14 wins during the entirety of the previous season. On the other side, the Knicks, revamped and aiming for dominance, are firmly in the hunt for one of the top 3 spots in the Eastern Conference standings. They enter this contest with a 26-14 record, bolstered by an impressive victory against the Milwaukee Bucks at home on Sunday. Currently, the Pistons remain short-handed, as Jaden Ivey is still unavailable, which has been a significant blow to their backcourt depth. Meanwhile, the Knicks are closely monitoring Jalen Brunson, who is listed as day-to-day. New York has been inconsistent in the second games of back-to-back situations, coming into this one with a 2-2 record in such matchups. The two teams have split the season series so far, with the Knicks securing a road win but falling at home to the Pistons on December 7th. In that matchup, the Pistons snapped a daunting 16-game losing streak to the Knicks, with Cunningham leading the way with a stellar triple-double performance. However, the critical factor in this game is Brunson's status. Although he returned to action after leaving Sunday's game early, no details about the nature of his injury have been disclosed. If Brunson suits up, he poses a significant challenge for the Pistons. With Ivey sidelined until March, Detroit lacks a defensive presence in the backcourt capable of containing Brunson, who is averaging an impressive 33.5 points per game against the Pistons this season. Additionally, the Knicks are known for their disciplined ball handling, which helps offset their average defensive efforts. Expect New York to capitalize on their perimeter opportunities against a Detroit team that ranks near the bottom of the league in three-point defense. So the New York Knicks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both of the previous meetings between these teams this season have gone over the projected total, and there is little reason to believe Monday night will be any different. The Knicks rank 7th in the league in scoring, averaging over 120 points per game against Detroit this year. The Pistons, while middling at 15th in scoring, have demonstrated the ability to put points on the board, scoring 113 or more in 8 of their last 9 victories. Both teams have struggled mightily on the defensive end when it comes to guarding the perimeter, with each ranking in the bottom 5 in the NBA for three-point defense. As a result, this game is likely to turn into a shootout with a high volume of three-point attempts, making it easy to surpass the projected total. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Golden State Warriors versus Toronto Raptors. This matchup features an interconference showdown between two teams that have not lived up to expectations this season. Both squads will be looking to turn their fortunes around as they face off north of the border. The Golden State Warriors hit the road to take on the Toronto Raptors in a Monday night clash. In their most recent game, Golden State suffered a 108-96 defeat on the road against the Indiana Pacers last Friday night, failing to cover the spread as a 10.5-point underdog. Meanwhile, the Toronto Raptors also struggled, falling 123-114 to the Detroit Pistons on Saturday night, failing to cover the line as a 5-point underdog. Historically, the Warriors have held the upper hand in the all-time regular season series between these two teams, boasting a 33-21 record. This includes a convincing 120-105 road win in their most recent encounter on March 1, 2024. The Warriors are still dealing with injuries, as Brandon Podziemski remains sidelined. However, they are likely to see the return of Draymond Green to their lineup, providing a significant boost. On the other hand, the Raptors are heading into this game with a fully healthy roster, which is a rare luxury for a team that has dealt with numerous injuries throughout the season. Both teams have reasons to be disappointed with how their campaigns have unfolded so far. Golden State has resembled a walking mash unit for much of the season. Still, head coach Steve Kerr is optimistic that key players such as Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, and Stephen Curry, who all missed Friday's game, will be available for this contest. Their return would undoubtedly provide a much-needed boost to a struggling Warriors offense. Toronto, despite having its full roster available, has been in poor form this season, losing 16 of their last 17 games leading into this matchup. The Raptors' main issues stem from their defensive struggles, which have left them vulnerable against even mediocre opponents. The Warriors have not been performing anywhere near their potential recently, and their confidence likely took another significant blow after a resounding loss to the Pacers on Friday. Meanwhile, the Raptors have been one of the coldest teams in the league, despite having a healthy lineup. Given their lackluster form, it's somewhat surprising to see such a tight spread for this game. While Golden State hasn't looked impressive of late, they still possess enough offensive firepower to turn things around. It's difficult to feel confident betting on the Golden State Warriors, a team that has underperformed this season, sitting at a .500 record and failing to cover the spread in 7 of their last 10 games. However, it's equally hard to support the Raptors, who seem to be in full tank mode with 9 losses in their last 10 games. Although the Raptors showed promise earlier in the season, their recent record against the spread makes them a risky choice. At this point, if the Warriors fail to win this game comfortably, it might be time to question their ability to contend. As things stand, Golden State wouldn't even qualify for the play-in tournament if the season ended today, making this a must-win scenario. They have to capitalize on opportunities like this, given the reasonable line for this game, so the Golden State Warriors to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. In terms of scoring, the Golden State Warriors have an over-under record of 0-11 in their last 11 road games, highlighting their struggles to produce high-scoring contests away from home. When comparing the offensive and defensive averages of both teams over their last 3 games, both home and away, as well as for the season overall, the projected total for this game comes out to 225 points. Additionally, recent trends show a slower pace of play from both teams. Toronto has averaged just 98.7 possessions per game in their last 3 outings, while Golden State has managed a slightly higher average of 99.6 possessions over the same span. These factors suggest a low-scoring game, which could work in Toronto's favor to keep the contest competitive. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.